Hi everyone, it's Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and I'm here today with a design team post for Scrapping for Less. Today I'm going to be making the ever so famous at the moment Slimeline card. I've been seeing tons and tons of them out there, and I wanted to give it a try myself because I think I've made one or two, but I haven't made many. So I am making one today. So you're going to start off with an 8.5 inch by 7 inch piece of cardstock for your card base, and then you're going to score it down the center for the 7 inches. So you end up with 3.5 by 8.5 inch card, and that's your Slimeline card. And then the panel here, I just cut down to 3.25 inches by 8.25 inches. And that's going to be my panel. Now for this, I am using, not only because I have the banana split level, I am using the stencil that is part of this that includes raindrops and a cloud stencil. I am using collection number 3, which is Weather Together. And my whole thought process behind this was, one, I wanted to use the whole stencil, but I was trying to incorporate a theme throughout it. So the sentiments that are part of this stamp set say, after every storm there is a rainbow, and then let's weather this together. So I was kind of progressing across the card as being that there was a storm, and now there's the rainbow and the puffy clouds as opposed to the rain clouds that are kind of gray, and it leads over into the bright blue sky, and then let's weather this together. I just thought it was a cute sentiment, and I liked how it kind of went through the process of, or at least my thought process on how I wanted this card to go. So I stamped the images with some Memento tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to end up coloring them with some Copic colors. This is super simple coloring that I did. There was no blending really, except a little bit in the clouds with some cool grays. But as far as the colors in the rainbow, that was it. I did end up stamping the sun again with Your Next Stamp Sunflower Yellow ink cube, because I guess I didn't realize the stamp was a solid like that, and I wanted it to be yellow, and then I just colored it in with some Copic markers. And I will kind of show you what I do with those. Now I did have to hand cut all of these because I'm still working from home, so it's still a pain in the butt to get to my scan and cut machine, so I'm a little sad about that, but all in all, everything else is fine. Those are the colors that I ended up using. Also included in there are the ones for the sun. I used that Y6 and then the Y17. And the Y13 I used on the yellow for the rainbow. And I'm just going to color those in real quick. Like I said, super simple, nothing special. Again, I was still using this paper that I haven't been thrilled with Copic markers. Now, the one thing I did do when I was coloring, especially coloring with alcohol markers, because sometimes when you butt them up against each other, they can have a tendency to bleed, is I skipped a row each time and then kind of went back down. So that way it gave it a little bit of time to dry. After I was finished with the coloring of the first rows from the rainbow, I just went in and shadowed the clouds that I had stamped out a little bit, and then I went back to the rainbow, like I said, to kind of make sure that I don't have an issue with the colors bleeding onto each other. So I will just finish that up, and then I'm going to just place everything around the card. Now, one of the things that I did for this card, after stamping the sentiment, and the sentiment I used Pool from Hero Arts, the blue color. I thought that was kind of perfect to go along with the colorings, and it was still able to be seen pretty well. And I heat embossed that with just some clear embossing powder that you will see there. And that's what I'm doing here. I first was going to stamp it in the just black and just have the sentiment black, but then I was like, wait a minute, let's do this. So I ended up deciding to, like I said, go along with that blue and then the clear embossing powder. For the panel, I used the stencil, and I was doing some ink blending, And I just used two colors. I used Ice Spruce and the Broken China for the two different skies. Looking back at it, I think I would have used maybe the bluish color for the raindrops, but I didn't do that when I made it, so this is what it came out to. I do end up just putting down and adhering the panel down to the card, attempting to get it straight. Now I did edge with black all of the little images that I cut out, but I did not leave that all in here, but I did do that. Now I add the sun, and I just kind of figure out where I want all the placement. I do end up popping up like the rainbow and some of the clouds just to give it a little bit of dimension, and to make it kind of interesting when you're looking at it, to see the different levels of it. And so that's really it. I'm just finishing up doing all of that, adding the fun foam, like I said, or not fun foam, the foam squares or the foam tape to some of the images, and then popping them down, just deciding which ones should be elevated and which ones should be, flush against the card. Now the one area, kind of the blending between the storm and the blue skies, there was a couple areas that I didn't really like, so I just used the images of the clouds to kind of hide those, so you really can't see them when you're looking at the finished card. And that is it. That is it for my card. I do end up going back with some Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen and putting in sparkle all over the clouds, the sun, and the rainbow, just because you gotta have some sparkle with rainbows. And then that's it. That's gonna finish up my card there. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everybody is staying healthy and staying safe. Head over to Scrapping for Less. You can check out these Flavor of the Month card kits if there are some left. And thank you, and everybody have a wonderful day. Take care, stay healthy, stay safe.